Welcome to The Terrible Take, a daily segment telling Steelers Nation what's on our mind. I'm Ross McCorkle. The Pittsburgh Steelers have a tricky situation along their defensive line. The Steelers have preferred to stock the shelves with mid to late round draft picks since 2011. They have drafted 14 defensive linemen, with 9 of those players being 4th round or later investments. The 5 that were day 1 or 2 prospects were Hayward, Stephon Tuitt, Javon Hargrave, DeMarvin Leal, and Keanu Benton. There's one big outlier in that otherwise stellar group of players, and that is, of course, Leal. Drafted in the 3rd round of 2022, he was always a bit of a mystery with a tweener body type and an unimpressive athletic profile to pair with it. The Steelers played him a bit at outside linebacker out of necessity as a rookie because of TJ Watt's injury, but with a stocked outside linebacker room entering 2023, it became clear they wanted to move him back inside along the defensive line. He reportedly showed up out of shape last offseason and even admitted as much in a recent interview with Post-Gazette Sports. He also talked about how he has been focusing on technique this offseason and how that was his downfall last year. He was a game day inactive for 5 of the last 6 games, including the playoff game with Isaiah Loudermilk getting a helmet over him. It has been nothing short of disappointing for an otherwise stellar track record at the position over the first 2 days of the draft. Is Leal even going to make the 53-man roster at this point? The Steelers have carried 7 defensive linemen the last 2 seasons on the initial 53. Cameron Hayward, Keanu Benton, Larry Ogunjobi, Dean Lowry, and Montravius Adams are more or less locks to make the roster, so that leaves 2 spots for Leal, Loudermilk, Logan Lee, Jonathan Marshall, and Jacob Slade to compete for. Loudermilk clearly had the edge at the end of last season, and one would think Lee has the inside track over Leal, being the newest addition to the team. If Leal had panned out and lived up to his draft billing, the Steelers' defensive line would be in a much better spot. Now it figures to be priority number 1 next offseason, and I, for one, do not think Leal is even going to make the roster. Be sure to follow us at SteelersDepot.com and check out episodes of The Terrible Take every day at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And check out The Terrible Podcast with Dave Bryan and Alex Kozora every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.